Let's just do it all in one night. To hell with it.
No. Looking at the list of levels. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, we've done 5 levels.
Okay.
And there are still to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're a quarter of the way through.
Wow. Okay, so I guess we're getting a lot of Marvel chat out of this.
Yeah,
if we finish the whole thing.
we ain't doing this tonight.
No.
Because that would take roughly 12. Oh shit, we've started again. Whoops, sorry. Hello, everyone. Well, I can include some of that last bit.
No.
And here we are with Thor and Captain Marvel.
Thor and
An
Captain
interesting pairing.
A pairing that came together with the latter Avengers films, but like, what we get?
Did it?
Is this Swamp Thing? Oh no, She-Hulk is back. Okay, cool.
No, because Swamp Thing's DC.
Oh yeah, so he is.
Isn't she?
Or he? I don't think we discussed. Well, it really. Swamp Thing is a kind of androgynous sort of character, I suppose.
No, there's a recent Swamp Thing series which is garbage, apparently.
Oh really? I'm pretty sure that is Swamp Thing.
Ah.
Okay. Man
Thing,
hey!
which is slightly different.
Because comic books are weird. Comics are weird. All right, we're doing this. Cool. I'm Captain Marvel now. Let's fly up into the air with the greatest of ease.
I'm going to try fire up my electricity. Oh, no. You're not getting it, but there's a really satisfying bassy boom when Thor powers up his lightning. It literally goes like, dum, you know, that like overdriven bassy boom kind of sound.
Cool.
It's deeply enjoyable.
So we can't hurt Man Thing. Maybe we've got to kill some of his minions. We haven't yet discussed the X-Men movies in the channel. This is a good opportunity. Let's just chat about X-Men.
Right, okay. Here we go. Let's go in for this. I need to watch them back. I remember liking almost all of the recent X-Men films. So like the kind of what the fuck's he called? Oh, my brain's falling apart.
Bryan
I can't
Singer?
remember his name. No, not Bryan Singer. I don't think. By recent ones, I mean the ones that didn't have Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, who had instead Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy. There we go. Now the names come back to me.
Okay, so Age of Apocalypse, Days of Future Past.
Yeah, I remember
First
liking
Class.
all of those, but I remember thinking First Class was really good.
First Class is very good. I really like First Class. I actually still like Days of Future Past. I really enjoy it, even though it's made
Can't
by...
say I remember much about it, but I remember enjoying it.
Days of Future Past is the one that's got the Quicksilver slow-mo scene with the "If I could save time in a bottle."
Yes.
That one.
Yeah. That was at the time when things were getting very confusing with Quicksilvers.
Yes.
Because also we definitely can't call
him.
him Quicksilver kicking around.
Yeah, he technically belongs to both, and in some, depending which version of the canon you're going with, whether it's Marvel Ultimates or like just regular Marvel canon, he might be Magneto's son.
You correct me. You haven't watched WandaVision, have you?
No.
Then I shall say nothing.
Oh, that's interesting.
But certainly stuff to do with Quicksilver is addressed.
Is it the same actor? So like Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. I'm not saying it. I'm staying out of this. You should watch WandaVision though. I think you'd really like it.
I'm certain I will, and I will certainly watch it. There you go.
But yeah, Apocalypse was all right. I think.
Really, I really did enjoy Apocalypse, and I love James McAvoy,
and you love Oscar Isaac.
I do love Oscar Isaac. Like I have a massive man crush on Oscar Isaac.
Did I send you that thing of Oscar Isaac and Pedro Pascal talking shit?
No, but please do. Like,
Dude, it's great. They're both looking up like Google autocomplete searches for their own names and just like talking shit about it. And they are both incredibly funny guys.
That I could believe. I'm really glad and gratified to hear that Oscar Isaac is funny as well as very talented and extraordinarily handsome.
Yep.
I feel like
his actual name is because one of the autocorrects that came up to him is he related to Eric Estrada?
Whoa, okay.
Because his surname is actually Estrada.
Is he Jewish, Oscar Isaac? I know he's in the Hunters series.
I don't think he is.
Okay. I remember.
But then there's an amusing moment where him and Pedro Pascal are exchanging full Hispanic names, and it's like something out of Game of Thrones. It's brilliant.
I forget that Pedro Pascal got his break playing the Red Viper in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And now he's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in one of the Kingsmen movies as well, which is pretty good.
Yeah, he was in the second one, and then he's also going to be the main bloke in the Last of Us film.
Oh, okay, cool. I haven't yet played The Last of Us, although everyone says it's brilliant.
So I've heard, again, another reason to own a PlayStation, it sounds like. Because that's an exclusive too. But you've watched all of Game of Thrones, haven't you?
No, I haven't, famously.
Oh, then I won't say what I was going to say. Oh, that's that skull planet thing.
Yeah, so I think it says Nowhere. So Nowhere,
That was it, yeah.
Nowhere is made at the head of a dead celestial. So the big cosmic being we fought in the very first level. Like,
Oh, that freaky look like Regigigas, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So Nowhere is the head of such a being, which is
Okay.
inhabited by
It
lesser
also
beings.
looks like... Have you played Mass Effect 2? You played all the Mass Effects, haven't you?
Yeah, the unconstructed Reaper.
Yeah, it reminds me of that.
Oh, look at all the B-list characters who are chilling out in Avengers Mansion.
And Tony Stark.
Did Tony get injured at some point? We missed that. He seems to be
Possibly.
like bandaged up. And there's Giant Man.
Ah, yes. That character,
Sir
the
not
real
appearing in this film.
There's been I wonder if it's by design. There's been a lack of Fantastic Four so far.
I think the rights may be in dispute because, like, technically Fox may have held the rights in 2017 for the Fantastic Four.
See, they were in the first Lego Marvel superheroes film.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Game, yeah. Well, certainly Reed Richards was.
They may have just decided to sidestep it then and do other characters in this game.
Yeah.
It's cool Gamora's here. I mean, like, White Tiger, as much as she's like a C-list character, like, at least she's in the game. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I mean, that's
like,
the thing. If you're designing a game like this, at least you know you've got no shortage of character pools to draw from.
oh
certainly.
yeah, the MCU backlog is like gigantic, like thousands, tens of thousands of characters.
I like that you use MCU to refer to Marvel.
Oh, it's just easier at this point. Let's face it. What the hell is happening here? Like,
I think this is still Chronopolis. It's just going fucky now.
okay, so
because time.
we were in that cityscape. There's the volcano. We haven't been there, and then there's
No.
like his ancient Egypt over there. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I feel we're about to get another fetch quest though.
It does seem that way.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. When this game is performing like a normal actual video, this
Oh,
is a really long flying shot as well. It's cool. Don't get me wrong, but
I feel like somebody like who designed these environments was promoted towards the end of the game. Was like, the environments are everything. I am now the director of the project. The environments are all the game is.
is this the X-Men mansion or is this Stark mansion?
I think this is meant to be the Avengers Mansion. Man Thing. Wow, that character that everyone loves.
Oh shit! Can we play as Man Thing?
Maybe.
Let's find out.
Oh, okay, so we can smash up and take huge chunks out of the earth.
Oh nice.
I mean, I want to
Oh,
play.
we have to pay 2.5. Actually, I can buy that. Fuck, I'm playing Man Thing. Yes.
I want to hang on. Whoa. If we can choose to play as characters. So, viewership, we'll only buy one other character this round. You tell us in the comments who you want us to... Oh, we can't react to those,
That's
though.
not gonna work.
No, it's not going to work, is it?
Because it's like June or July now for people.
Yeah, tell us anyway, viewership. Who would you like us to buy in the comments? I mean, of course, we can't react to it, but tell us anyway.
Because we don't live stream because too many of our viewership is American and I'm not good at late nights.
What time is that again? Oh, look at this. I can become a huge...
I mean, at the moment it's 1 a.m., which would mean it's... What's 1 minus 8?
prime streaming time in the States.
Yeah, basically. That's the issue.
Right, how did you select a character? Show me how you
Hold
do
Y.
that. Y, okay.
Hold it.
I'm holding it. And I've shrunk down to baby Groot. Oh, there we go.
There you go. And then choose a character. And if it's one you have to pay for, you buy it for.
Ah, the press.
That's how I became our arch nemesis of the present, who has not yet returned to the narrative.
He's vexed us so many times. Oh, this Craven the Hunter? Oh, who knows, like...
It's a big...
Oh, I could play as Man-Ape.
So we're Man Ape and Man Thing. Ridiculous.
There's no one fun here. Like, I'm sure there must be more enjoyable characters we can play as, right? Where's Doc
Like
Ock?
what? Who are you
Have
thinking?
we not unlocked Dr. Octopus? Oh, there he is. Hang on.
There he is, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, awesome! Look at... Oh, Stompy, stop! Look at this! This is awesome!
Oh, you're warming to
Aw.
this game again. I'm enjoying just how fast Man Thing runs and beats up cars. This is great.
Yeah. So, sorry, viewership. Like, we should probably be advancing the plot, but we're having
Oh,
fun.
we are. I'm following the spooky trail of studs that
Oh,
leads to the
okay.
plot.
I'll let the Doctor advance the plot while I, like,
We're
ramp
going
things
into
around the
Manhattan
city
Noir, obviously.
As Doctor was like, oh, so lots of characters seem to be able to, like, pick up huge blocks of masonry and then hurl them. including
Handy.
Doc Ock.
Okay, I've made it to Manhattan Noir.
What happens if like Doc Ock tries to scale this building? Oh, he just
He just scales that building is what happens.
Well, in much the same way as he does in the movies, actually, with his huge Doc Ock claws. Yeah, awesome.
That behaved exactly as expected, actually.
And now he's drowning.
That's less good.
Damn! Why didn't I design like an aqualung instead? Like some scuba diving gear instead of these huge, cumbersome tentacles which are dragging me beneath the waves.
I'm in Hala now. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Oh, so Hala is the sacred Kree city.
Ah, well that's where I am. Okay.
The Kree being like an alien race in the Marvel universe, like Hala is their sacred city, their capital, I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's where we are at the moment, so I'm guessing Kang's kind of pulled these in from all over the gaff.
Yeah, I'm stuck as Octopus. Oh no, there we go. Jump, you bastard. No, he can't. He jumps like minimally, despite having huge robotic arms. There we go. Cool. I'm gonna try and catch up.
I'm now in the Old West.
The Old West.
Yep.
I mean,
we literally had that 30-second long flying shot showing everything is here. So. I
really hope we get a level in the Old West. I'd be very happy.
We are about to have a level in the Old West. I'm just too big to fit into it.
That's gonna make me quite happy. I like that they find a way to tie in other Lego mini kits into this Marvel game.
Yeah.
Oh, we're back with J. Jonah Jameson. So he gives us like a little synopsis, it seems like, which is a cool narrative conceit.
It'd be great if we were actually reading or watching it.
Viewership,
maybe we're the problem here.
Maybe we are. Viewership, if you're enjoying the narrative of this game, tell us. Or if it's more the Doctor's Eyes commentary you're tuning in for, or if it's the gameplay you came to watch. I mean, God help you. But regardless, tell us what you're enjoying with the series so far, if you stuck with us this long. So if it's like here to watch the cinematics, brilliant. If it's our commentary, tell us. We can try and adapt for future Lego installments.
Okay, so I think what's going on here is that Kang is bringing a load of civilizations together, including like Manhattan, the Kree's Holy City, all that kind of stuff, to basically see who of any of them is worthy of facing Kang.
Oh, it's like a kind of battle royale.
Yeah.
On a civilization level.
Yeah.
Like the game Civilization. Oh, Peter Quill is here. Okay. I mean, if anyone's going to be in a Western movie, it ought to be Peter Quill.
Yeah.
He's a literal space cowboy.
Yeah.
Hey, Doctor, did you know this?
Shit, Firefly.
I would say, did you know there's a character called Han Solo, right? And he's like, no, this is going to blow your mind. He's a cowboy, but in space. Amazing, right?
No one's ever thought of that before.
Well, I mean, not before Han Solo, I suppose, but we spend a lot of time with the Guardians in this movie, don't we?
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not a bad thing. I like the Guardians, but
I mean, this is the first time they've kind of all been together for a while.
Other than the tutorial level. Yeah.
Yeah, hence why I said for a while. That was 4 hours and 55 minutes ago.
Is that a Western version of Captain America hanging outside the saloon?
Maybe. Captain Frontier.
I think. Hey, that was very good.
It is, but also you'll notice the 2 seconds of silence where I thought about it when you listen to this back. So
it was. Oh, it's Modok.
What the fuck is this?
So
What am I looking at?
He's like a genetically organized being who was designed only for computing, but he's a modified organism designed only for killing now.
Oh.
Like a super genius who's got like telekinesis rays, but like his head's so huge and swollen he can only exist in that weird chair.
Huh.
He's the head of an organization of evil scientists called Advanced Idea Mechanics, or AIM.
Huh.
There you go.
You're hiding for a reason.
This infomercial brought to you by the Bard the Bard and his misspent youth.
It's been very useful, certainly, having you around for this. Otherwise, I would be even more baffled by this game's narrative than I am.
Yeah, I feel there's a lot of real deep cuts Marvel lore in this. I'm liking like the Frontier version of Captain America though. This is kind of fun.
Have you got Rocket? You need to go up on the stage and there's something to the right.
Oh, to the right of the stage? Okay.
On the stage to the right.
Right. On the.
Jump up onto the stage.
Please tell me. I know, but I was trying to play the piano because I really want to play the piano.
No honky tonk. Only fight Mordok.
She tried to take me upstairs for a ride. Okay, cool.
Oh. I don't know what you need to do, but you can do something.
I'm dying real good.
Press the left stick in. It'll tell you what to do.
Okay. Grenades can destroy. Ah, we're back to the grenades phenomenon.
Good. Right, I'm gonna do. Right, my hands are off my controller while you're throwing grenades.
Oh,
this
no.
is all safe now.
I guess force field seems to be in the way though.
Well, try throwing a grenade, says the game.
Oh dear.
Right, okay. Clearly we need to get rid of that somehow. This thing's glowing. I agree that the force field appears to be a problem.
So let's try and get rid of this force field.
Yeah. What are our assets?
Isn't it? I really want to believe that this is a meta commentary in the fact we just spoke about how the best superhero movies are a blend of genres, and now they're blending superheroes with westerns, which is exactly what Logan is, as we spoke about not too long ago. I don't want to give the game that much credit though.
No, that's a real risk, I think.
Okay, there's a big gramophone. Maybe that'll do something.
Well, you seem to be throwing explosives at it.
Okay, maybe I'm done building.
Cool.
I was trying to build things. But
I think you were throwing grenades is what you were doing there. I built it though, that's pretty cool.
We need Thor to power that up? Or
yes.
do we have Thor?
No.
Right, so this was pointless.
We have Gamora, Drax, and Rocket, and Captain America.
Right. We're not in a great position here in terms of raw
apparently
you
can activate this. I went up to it and it showed me a picture of a raccoon, so
seems legit. Okay, Bradley Cooper raccoon. Definitely not played by Bradley Cooper. Let's give this a go.
Press left stick again. Hint. There you go.
Charge up. Hold B, charge up electricity panels and electricity.
Apparently you can charge up in the same way Thor can.
Brilliant.
That's an option that Rocket has now.
I mean, at least we've finally gotten to the bit where the mechanics repeat themselves.
That is true.
Instead of having to relearn the mechanics every single level.
And as we all knew, obviously, Rocket has a lot of powers in common with Thor,
God of Thunder.
And currently pawing at my door. Sorry, one of my cats is called Thor, and he's not very happy. He's been sealed out of my room for 5 hours.
If you say his name, can you summon him? Oh, hang on. So now his force field is down. I should probably start destroying these, shouldn't I?
Oh, yeah. No, he doesn't come to his name. He comes to a certain sound, which I'm not going to make because he's out there and feeling sad. But they're very much not allowed in here while I'm recording because I have a tendency to run all over the fucking keyboard, and I'm absolutely sure they would somehow press the fuck up recording button.
Okay, so that's a 1 out of 3 scenario. I'm building some cacti.
Well, I'm fighting him out here, so if you can destroy those other things there, that'd be great. There's another silver thing you can destroy to your right.
Yep. So when I destroy the boxes, I make cacti, which seems logical.
Maybe you'll spike him in the bum when he comes back. Well, I'm doing some damage to Moloch, or whatever he's called.
Modok.
There we go. Moloch, I think it's an old demon's name.
While we circle back to Thor and like to do our whole positive representation thing, so recently I say last 4 or 5 years in the comics, Thor was actually a woman.
Yeah.
So
which they are setting up for in the films, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
with
I
Valkyrie.
liked... Oh no, it's Natalie Portman. She's back as
is it? I thought
Thor,
they were...
Goddess of Thunder.
I thought they were building it with Valkyrie.
Valkyrie's a separate character, so it's kind of cool. The first thing she's going to do, Valkyrie apparently, is going to find a queen. So the first on-screen cinematic LGBT character in the MCU, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and she's great. Like, don't get me wrong, I did not like Thor Ragnarok, but
nor did I.
But that's because I don't actually care for the 80s, and that film was Do You Care About the 80s, the movie.
Oh, here's Baron. I think we're fighting a ninja. Is that Baron Zemo?
These all seem to be Baron Zemo in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just, it was the worst of, like, a bit of nostalgia and a bit of just, I don't know, that film just, it didn't sit right.
No, I've got several issues with it. Like, first and foremost is like Taika
probably
Waititi.
articulated them better than me, I suspect.
Yeah, so Taika Waititi's a very talented director, but like, it always sits badly with me when directors insert themselves into their own work. So he plays the voice of Korg.
And yet, have you seen Jojo Rabbit?
No, I haven't.
So
I know it's probably brilliant, but like, it feels odd to me when directors insert themselves into their own
I agree
projects.
with you, but and I agree that is a weird issue with Thor Ragnarok, but it didn't bother me in
Jojo Rabbit,
where he plays Hitler.
Again, as a Jewish, he's Jewish, isn't he?
Yeah. No, there's a fantastic interview where he's talking about that film, and he says, like, well, you know, growing up, it's always the dream of every Polynesian Jew to one day get to play Adolf Hitler. he's clearly, obviously, an incredibly funny man.
Well, he is definitely. Like, I think he's huge talent. Thor Ragnarok did not land for me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel that it struggles with a consistency of tone. So either this
Yes.
movie stars Thor, the last son of Asgard, proud warrior prince of like, the Norse dynasty, or it stars Star-Lord, and it should pick one and stick with it because it's massively schizophrenic in who the main character is supposed to be.
Yeah, I wonder how much of that was them setting up for the way the Avengers films went of having him and Star-Lord playing off and that kind of thing.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to Thor and Star-Lord playing off against one another because they've clearly just landed on he's Star-Lord now. That's fine, but like Thor Ragnarok does not settle on a tone for the whole of its runtime.
No.
And also it features the worst Jeff Goldblum performance in any movie ever.
It features the most Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, but like, not even he seems to understand what's happening.
I mean, no, but that doesn't single this
Jeff
film out. I don't
Goldblum.
think Jeff Goldblum has ever understood what's going on in any film, and I don't think he's actually an actor so much as people keep pointing cameras at him.
Yeah, but like, it feels like he's just being himself, and again, it doesn't help with the consistency of tone that I just spoke about.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very entertaining movie. There's also good comedic moments. I like the moment where Thor and Hulk fight one another. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's got good moments, yeah.
It's visually interesting, but like I struggle with it and don't really like it.
Well, that was kind of my thing with that film. I watched it and then I struggle, and I mean this is in part my background in not being particularly good at literary analysis of like I came out of that film knowing I didn't hugely like it, but not being great at articulating why. Well, and you've noticed this is the thing I struggle with generally is articulating why I do or don't like something is not. In media is not a particularly natural thing for me.
Well, do you feel like the Doctor viewerships? Tell us in the comments, like, how do you feel about Thor Ragnarok? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you think it's trash? I mean, we've made our feelings very clear. Maybe you feel differently. Tell us in the comments, like, maybe you like it? Maybe we're missing something.
I'm partly surprised that you did. Like, I would not have been surprised if you said you loved that film because you like Guardians of the Galaxy too, so...
I do like Guardians of the Galaxy, but like if I wanted to watch a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, then that's what I would tune in for. Like I feel Thor ought to be a different style of movie, and like it became a science fiction series.
But also,
that's not what Thor is.
But you remember how shit Thor: The Dark World was, right?
Well, I don't accept that as an excuse. Like Thor 2 is not a great movie, but like there's a massive market for fantasy. Like Game of Thrones is huge. Lord of the Rings is huge. Like, why couldn't they have made a Thor movie in that style that was also in the MCU, and it could have been great? But instead, they decided we're not going to make that effort. We're going to make Guardians of the Galaxy 3 effectively.
Yeah.
And I feel that's a cop out. Again, not a bad movie, very entertaining. But like again, is this a Thor movie or is this a Star-Lord movie? Because they should settle 1-1 and then just stick with it.
And see, I mean, given everything that's happened in the Avengers things, and now knowing the next Thor film, which seems to be starring the Guardians heavily, is also being done by Taika Waititi. That better, I think, actually, because I think that will not suffer from the tonal inconsistency that you talk about.
Yeah, I think that's much more. I'm much more looking forward to that. Like they've settled on something. This is now what these movies are. That's cool. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But Thor Ragnarok is a bit of a mess for me.
Yeah.
Rocket, like, just gunning these people down is kind of cool, but kind of horrifying.
Rocket Raccoon does a war
crime. It's the weird, like, lion is back. Like, Kraven the Hunter's lion.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, deep cuts Marvel lore. Kid Colt and this other lady.
Arizona Annie, you mean? I read the subtitles, I have no idea who these people are, don't worry.
I know Kid Colt as a kind of like side character and bizarrely like a meta She-Hulk comic book.
Huh.
He's like a random intern that they have in their law office, which I think maybe because Marvel Comics goes back to like the 20s and 30s. I think he's like a Western character that's still in the canon, but isn't really like a superhero. He's just like when they used to make Western comics, he's still there. Weird that he's here, but hey, I like Western games. I like Westerns. Let's give this a go. Why not?
I mean, we've just spent the last 15 minutes talking shit while there was a saloon brawl going on, so...
Hey, Doctor, you better settle up. We're gonna ride out here. Woo! Fire your pistol into the air, son, and saddle your horses. Yeehaw! I love it. I like to think this is actually a very meta commentary because, like, Star-Lord the Space Cowboy is now here with an actual cowboy.
Yeah, with a terrestrial cowboy, as they call them.
Yeah, I think this is maybe more meta than we're giving it credit for, but hey, sure, let's give this a go.
I feel like this game is going for a bit of a meta thing in certain ways.
Yeah,
Because that's what you can do in the second game of a series.
I think they were obviously having fun, but I also feel that the guy who made, or maybe the girl, the
They were
person
having
who
fun-
made the environments,
They
like
were having fun
obviously,
for them.
yeah, gains too much creative control at some point.
Yeah.
The game has suffered overall as a consequence of that.
Yeah.
Also, like, see the big snakes on this train sequence? Reference to Indiana Jones, maybe?
Yeah, reference to Snakes on a Train, starring Samuel L. Jackson.
Have you seen Snakes on a Plane?
I have, it's not good.
I watched it recently. Like, I played a very, very fun drinking game based on Snakes on a Plane, and I loved the drinking game, but a really terrible movie.
What was the drinking game?
So there were many, many rules. Like the least of which was every time someone is bitten by a snake on the genitals, you have to do a shot, and it was savage. There's so much genital biting in that movie. And like that's not an expression I wanted to use in a YouTube stream, but so many genitals are bitten in that film. Like it's like 40 minutes of the movie, you've done 7 shots, and you're like, Jesus, make it stop!
I'm having Flamethrower by Ronald McDonald.
Is that, I think it's a henchman, or is this like, yeah, just a henchman. Fighting on top of a moving train is always cool.
Yeah, I mean,
unless it's in the awful James Bond movie that we spoke about earlier on.
Oh yeah.
Spectre, they fight on top of a train.
But that's,
So we
I
keep
thought that
dying
was-
when we jump through this.
yeah, you just gotta jump through it. Wow. We've just
Oh,
been
there we go.
sucking at jumping through it, turns out.
Oh, I'm nailing this.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
Where is your platforming now, Doctor?
yeah, it's great when we can actually get you controller support, turns out. Gravity mine.
Y'all better brush up on your platform skills, Doctor, because you're heading out west.
Yeah, it's certainly no part of this game can really be given shit for not having good visual scope. Of just being like, almost all of this game has looked pretty cool,
Yeah.
one way or the other. I definitely can't fault it for that.
Here's an interesting thing. Like, so I know that many of your well, not many, but some of your viewership is actually from Texas, which is kind of cool. We learned that when we played Lord of the Rings.
Significant
like-
proportion, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, tell us in the comments, like, if you're watching this Texan viewership, like, how do you feel about seeing depictions of cowboys on screen? Like, if I was to see like, depictions of a man in a kilt on screen, I would have some feelings about that. So maybe you have feelings about like cowboys. Tell us in the comments.
Also, are you cold right now? Because we're currently in the middle of the massive Texas snowstorm. It won't be at the moment because this is going to be like July, but still.
Where are you cold months ago?
Yeah.
How did I get up there?
You bounced off that thing. It's a trampoline.
Oh, okay. I think I've stunlocked this guy.
Texas has had like once in a decade like snowstorm stuff, and it's a classic case of a country which is kind of obviously, but also maybe should be, but isn't massively prepared for that kind of weather.
Yeah, so like I collapsed into geopolitics again. Like I'm reading a book just now on like the politics associated with like geography and how geography will affect a nation's development. So one of the reasons they reckon the US became this massive global superpower was that it was the first nation in history to become a two-nation power.
Yeah.
So sorry, a two-ocean power. So the US has access to both the Atlantic and Pacific. Therefore, it can project its navy further and further around the globe. And prior to that, no nation was ever easily able to do that.
Yeah.
So
like you have to remember the US is on the scale of Europe, except it's a country.
yeah, it's crazy to me how like it's basically like again American viewership. Like we might be way off the factor, but it almost feels like you guys have achieved what the EU could never achieve. Like a sense of national unity, like all these resources that you share.
Except they have the whole issue of everything they're facing at the moment is the fact that the US doesn't have that clearly a sense of national unity, and that's why you have all this state versus federal issues and all that kind of stuff. Turns out it's surprisingly hard to keep a sense of national unity just on that scale.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people outside of the US don't get so easily. It's like when people are like, "Oh, why is there so much like argument within like the US?" It's like because there's so much argument within like you got to think of it as like it's Europe. Of like, obviously there's disagreements between the British and the Germans and the Norwegians, and obviously there's also differences between the Texans and the Minnesotans and the Alabamian. I don't know what the noun is for that, so I should have chosen an easier state. But there we go. I think it's Alabamian.
We've spoken a lot about like US politics in the show recently, and like it's very understandable. Like the notion that you bring up. I mean, you're English. I'm Scottish. We have political differences based in geography, and yet we live less than 400 miles apart.
Yeah.
But if you're from New York versus California, like that.
I mean, we're closer to New York.
Amplified.
We are closer to New York here than California is.
Are we really?
Pretty much.
That's a very cool geographical fact. I mean, I hope that's true.
Oh, there was a pub quiz question. I phrased something about that.
We're getting our asses kicked here, by the way.
There was basically it was talking about if Scotland were to leave the So I wrote this one and we can't get. Oh, there we go. I got it. If Scotland were to leave the UK and bafflingly join the US, would it be further away from Washington DC than Hawaii is?
And the answer?
And the answer is no. Scotland, well, Edinburgh certainly is closer to DC than Honolulu, Hawaii is.
Really?
So even if Scotland were to join the US, it would not be the furthest state from DC.
As a Scottish nationalist, would I want Scotland to join the US? Maybe. That could be fun.
It would be an experience.
I mean, it wouldn't necessarily make political sense, but yeah,
but also
could be fun.
you wouldn't even be the most disparate state.
That's so strange. American audience, tell us in the comments, would you want Scotland to join the... Hypothetically, if tomorrow Scotland came to the United States government and said, like, hey, we want to join the United States of America, how would you guys feel about that?
Arguably,
tell
a
us in
lot
the
of the states, especially the northern and eastern ones, are Scotland back in the day. Like, a lot of states have had a significant amount of Scottish settlers back in the day.
Yeah, I did know that. Like, lots of Americans will describe themselves as, oh, I'm Irish, or like, you know, I'm English, or whatever it happens to be, because their family, 3 generations back, were from that country. So you tell us, like, most of your audience, apparently, Doctor, is American. So in the comments,
75-ish%. Check actually.
That's pretty cool. Tell us in the comments, viewership, what do you think? Like, would you welcome an independent Scotland into the United States of America? Weird question to ask.
It's been a while since they let a new state in, but yeah. I feel like Puerto Rico should be higher on the list than Scotland, but there you go.
I guess you'd have to have a vote or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
That was quite a fun level. I enjoyed that.
As it currently stands, lifetime, there we go. 48% of our viewership is United States.
Just about half.
The numbers don't quite add up on this. 48% US, then 7% UK, 2% Canada, then 1.7% Taiwan, Brazil, Australia, Germany, Mexico, and then 37% other. Which is like, I feel like I really actually want to know what other is in this way.
Yeah, if you're from one of these other nations, like a smaller nation, perhaps not represented in Doctor's commentary, again, tell us in the comments. Tell us what you're
Certainly, of the people who comment regularly, I would say most of them are American or Australian.
Cool. That was the end of a cool, fun level. I enjoyed the fight train.
That was fine, that level. And we saved Stan Lee in this level for the first time.
We did save Stan Lee, and we got to have a cool discussion about cowboys and like Texas.
Cowboys and geopolitics. Yeah, it's the classic off-topic, but not actually that far off-topic conversation we weirdly strive for.
Exactly, which I feel excellent top-level Infamous Gentleman content.
Indeed.
And, yeah, also Cowboys and Geopolitics, great name for an indie band.
Absolutely. Right, we hope you'll join us next time. Captain Corbett we've unlocked, whoever the fuck that is. God, there's some real B-lists of this.
I have no idea, Doctor, I'm afraid. I
think we're getting back into the weird Western Marvel back in the day. So we hope you'll join us next time for... I said 4 as if I knew what was coming up, and the way this game's, like, literally no level has even remotely correlated with the last one. So we hope you'll join us next time for something completely different.
Yeah. Take care, and good night, everyone.
Good night.